So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Dr. Luckett, seconded by Mr. Figures. All in favor?
Aye.
Excuse me, Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
This is a special meeting, so the items on the agenda should have been posted on the advertisement. Can I inquire perhaps from Ms. Williams? Sometimes what we do is we'll post in any other items that come before the board, and there have been some opinions that say you can add something under that, but otherwise, I would say you don't at the last minute add items to the agenda of a special meeting.
Okay, that puts us in a precarious situation. This is some action that we absolutely probably need to take now.
Well, if I could maybe just get clarification as to whether that's kind of some standard language that we usually have in our postings of the special meetings, but that would be kind of what controls it.
It was put in there, and any other items that the board would bring, it was in there.
Okay. Okay, then thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and carry the motion.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? There being none, the motion is approved and the agenda is amended as motioned. Do we have any participants for public comment?
None.
We have no participants for public comment. And so therefore we are moving on to information action item A.
Right.
Dr. Cormack?
Sure. Good afternoon to members of the board, Attorney Johnson, Dr. Green, members of the board. The administration brings for your approval, action approval today, the South Group Evans Insurance Agency action that it be approved to bind insurance coverage with various insurance companies for the district's many risk exposures. Each expiring insurance policy, as well as the recommendation for policies for purchase, is outlined in the board materials. These particular purchases of insurance coverage each year protect the district and its assets and investments against any and all perils that may damage or cause a financial loss. So we are bringing this matter to you today for approval at the end of our insurance policies, at the end of beginning tomorrow for the effective date of these new policies for July for the coming fiscal year. We are joined on this special board meeting by a number of the members of the South Group agency, and so they are available to help to entertain any questions that may help to enhance our understanding of the particular policies before us. I want to acknowledge particularly Reginald Thompson and his team that joins us on the call to help to answer any of the board's particular questions.
Thank you, Dr. Cormack. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. Board members, are there any questions? I have one question. Oh, go ahead. Is that you, Ed?
It is. I've got a couple questions. First one is probably best directed towards Dr. Cormack. Dr. Cormack, first of all, thank you and your team and for all the members of the district that were involved in this process. I know it was a very involved process. Could you describe for me how this process better strengthened us to manage this facet of our financial management going forward?
Yes. So as the board is aware, last year we approved this arrangement with insurance consultants. One of the benefits of a process like this is that they help to engage the markets on our behalf with a number of insurance agencies. They also advise our risk management division on a number of internal policies and procedures to help to protect the district, and that would help us to more effectively leverage the insurance markets. Additionally, so as a concrete example, this year, with regard to our various liability policies for a number of emergency and weather-related events, they were able to do something that we have been encouraged to do by insurance agents in the past, which was to utilize geopositioning to better understand the location of district buildings, which actually helps to manage more effectively the risk connected to certain catastrophic events, as an example. An additional example with regard to workman's comp this year is they are encouraging the use of an advice nurse hotline that would allow employees to be able to access an advice nurse should workplace incidents occur, which would actually help to manage the cost of those potential incidents on our campuses. So those are the kinds of ways that they can kind of help to lift these pertinent issues.
Thank you. That's very helpful. And another question I would have in terms of building the internal capacity of the team to manage our just the whole menu of insurance policies and needs. This is another instance where we've been right up to the deadline on having to approve insurance. And I know this is it looks like this is a 2-year term for this engagement. What processes are we putting in place so we're not approving insurance policies 48 hours before they expire in 2 years?
Yeah. So this year was somewhat unique, not in that we are close to the deadline, but unique in the circumstances regarding COVID and the hardening of markets. Internally, we are strengthening our internal processes to make certain that the data collection that is necessary and the checklist that we need to submit for policies is done, and it's done in a timely fashion to be able to make certain that the policies that we seek, that the insurance coverage is matching our need and risk. That will help tremendously in terms of our internal timelines and making certain that 3 months out we've got policies to take a look at and evaluate them well before the July 1st deadline. Externally this year, obviously with COVID and some of the marketing hardening, we've had some challenges just with underwriting facing additional scrutiny. Obviously there was a cybersecurity breach this year, which created some challenges with being able to access our own data in as timely as a fashion as we would want. So we do have a plan in place, and we'll be moving some of those strategies forward so that we can present data in as timely a fashion as possible, and that will allow for a much more timely process. Today, for instance, at our senior team meeting, we discussed just our regular cadence of updates during the superintendent's report, and we will certainly add the approval of insurance at an earlier deadline and hold ourselves internally accountable.
Can I just add there, just really underscoring some of what Dr. Cormack has already said. But one of the things that we've got to do as a district is to ensure that we are doing everything within our power to make ourselves more attractive in the market. And so that we've got obviously the required risk management pieces, that we've got those identified, but that we're actually going above and beyond, and such that the potential insurers see us as a good bet. They see that we're taking on very proactively certain precautions to ensure that our workplace is safe, that we're mitigating risks and that sort of thing. And so the better we are internally throughout the year and the years at demonstrating those kinds of things, the stronger our position is as we go out for new insurance coverages.
Thanks. Thank you, Dr. Green and Dr. Cormack. I appreciate both of those responses.
Dr. Cormack, thank you for the summary that you gave us. I found it very, very helpful. I also wanted to know when we could expect to be able to declare that the entire district has been assessed in terms of all of its insurance and risk needs.
Yes. So one of the things that our insurance consultants are working with us is as part of their stewardship report is a detailed accounting of each of those systems and the related risks. And so as we have that information, we can schedule a time to have further conversation with the board and to make that publicly available as well.
Okay, thank you. Also, the differences in fees that we paid prior and and what we're paying now as a result of the consultants, and that tied to their scope of work. If you could also prepare maybe a summary of that, that would be helpful.
Yes, ma'am, will do.
Board members, are there any other questions, comments? Is there a motion to approve information action item A?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Harrison has moved. Dr. Sivak has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? There being none, the motion is approved. Now, board members, is there a motion to approve to reverse the board action taken on March 17, 2020 and reopen JPS schools and offices?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Luckett has moved. Mr. Figures has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any nays? There being none, the motion is approved. Now we have consent agenda items personnel. All of the consent agenda items personnel have been reviewed by the board previously. We've had an opportunity to ask questions of the administration. Board members, are there any other questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items personnel?
I so move. Second.
Ms. Hilliard has moved. Dr. Harrison has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? There being none, the motion is approved. Is there a consideration to hold executive session?
None that I'm aware of.
Thank you. If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Luckett has moved and Ms. Hilliard has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? There being none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Great, thanks.